to the Video Game Town All Podcast. It is hot as the dickens out here. It's sweltering. I'm your host, Jared Russo. I'm the mayor. I really should have done a deep Southern molasses drawl, like Benoit Blanc. No, it's super hot and I hate it. Summer's the worst. It fucking sucks. I'm here with Grant Bruner, who is the
simple country lawyer.
I was going to say the guy running the ice cream truck going around the town.
Your Honor, I'm here to say that a good, solid man, a man of our community, a man of faith.
I say.
Yeah, so just full on Falcorn Leacorn. I'm Grant Bruner. I'm the editor-in-chief of Video Game.town.
It is my task, my job, my duty, my honor, Your Honor, to tell everyone that this is the official podcast of Video Game Town. It's a town hall meeting, and by listening, you're a member. You're sitting in the pews.
But Jared, you know, if you wanted to be a townie,
City Hall,
if you wanted to support us, there's a way you could do that. If you go to videogame.town/donate, we have a Patreon, and you can get, for $5 American, an extra podcast every month. So on average, you get 4 podcasts a month for no additional cost here on this feed. But for $5, you get a bonus one. And we would certainly take that. And if you're already on our Patreon, you can gift a subscription as well. Give the gift of Video Game Town. If you don't like subscriptions, which believe me, I understand, and you wanted to just throw us a couple bucks, support indie media, we have a Ko-fi. And we also have a podcast on the Apple Podcasts and Spotify. If you wanted to just give us a 5-star rating, we certainly would not turn you down. We would appreciate it.
Thank you. That was very, very informative, smart,
sexy,
important, necessary work. Significant to the health of the website. But you know what's not healthy? Segue, physical media.
Yeah, it's going through it. Even though it's like weirdly well in some particular ways, and like you wouldn't imagine if I had told you in like 1999 that vinyl was still around and perhaps even bigger, you would be like, no, stop.
So I actually have a fun story about vinyl. Recently, I took my in-laws.
Mm-hmm.
It was one of their birthdays, and my father-in-law and I took the fam to a private movie theater in New York City, where I live, and you can rent out a small private little theater for 4 people and watch anything on a big screen right in front of your faces, whether it be new or old. And they have food, and you can like sit there and eat food, and they have a record player and some vinyls. And you were like, wow, this is so cool. What a vibe. And then like every other song, it would like stick and like repeat. And I was like, man, this technology sucks.
Well, the thing is, like, you have to, if you're going to do that, you have to take care of it. And I'm sure the miscellaneous thing that's mostly there for vibes at a movie theater does not get regular maintenance.
No, absolutely not. It all seemed like hand-me-down stuff. It was all in the husk of what was formerly my Duane Reade, aka Walgreens or CVS. Yeah. And we saw The Godfather because Katie had never seen The Godfather.
It's a pretty good movie.
It kicks so much ass.
Yeah, it's good. It's almost like it's trite to even be like, did you know that The Godfather is a good movie? Like, yes, it's a good movie.
Katie's only exposure to The Godfather, other than her dad telling her to watch it her whole life, and the internet, was the joke in Barbie where every Ken doll wanted to explain The Godfather while watching it with their Barbies.
Sure. Yeah.
Which is like the most cutting jab at straight heterosexual men.
Well, yes, film bro assholes.
We're talking about physical media today.
Well, hold on. Before we get back to that, you got to tell me, did Katie like The Godfather?
She loved it.
Okay, good. It's good. It's too long. It's a very long movie, but it's very good.
I tried to think of where to cut like the fat, and I couldn't figure out like a scene or anything to cut. I really couldn't.
It's a really good movie. Anyway, the physical media that is not vinyl is in a place.
And the reason I bring this up, you're a physical media lover. I'm a Blu-ray owner, but movies are and music is different than games. And what spurred this conversation was a recent article. Capcom has revealed that 93% of its game sales are now all digital.
Yeah.
I would imagine those are similar metrics for every publisher and developer across the board in every country and territory.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm sure in some places and in some developers it's more or less, but I'm sure the numbers are the arrows are all pointed in the same direction.
That and another article, which was fun, that the European, the EU, whatever body runs the EU, wanted to correlate lower sales with piracy, and they couldn't do it when they ran their study. So they just hid the study and didn't reveal the results because they didn't like the answers.
Which is what you do.
Gabe Newell always said that piracy was a convenience issue, not a monetary issue.
Which I think is I mean, like, I think it is both, in that, like, I think you can see when people are starting, their pocketbooks are starting to hurt, piracy probably goes up somewhat, but it's not the be all end all. And I definitely think, like, the things that I'm going to torrent are the things that, like, I can't get this through normal channels. Like, this Blu-ray doesn't exist anymore. Like, they don't make it anymore. The only way you can get it is, like, try to import like something from Hong Kong for like $300, and it's like, this is like, that's the only time I'm ever really considering it, really, because I would rather just pay $10-15 and whatever, get a Blu-ray or whatever, like a normal person, than pirate it. I would rather have it through a legitimate channel if possible. But sometimes it's like, nope, fuck you. We're not interested in selling this to you.
It really is wild how there's been so many like format wars and changes over the decades in people's lives, or they've had to move a Betamax or VHS collections into DVD, and then, or Laserdisc, and then transfer all of that into, I mean, people had thousands of DVDs, and then they had to move them into Blu-rays or HD DVDs, and then digital, and then 4K. And now everything is streaming.
But here's the secret. Once you've hit Blu-ray, you kind of
That's the end.
You kind of don't need the... Like, listen, obviously, there are some examples where the 4K is very nice. You have a very, like, especially if it's like high-end, like a Nolan or whatever. Like, this is shot with very, very good film stock, and it's designed to be made to be watched on very high resolution. Yeah. But the Blu-ray, it really gets you like 90% of the way there for almost everything. In the vast majority of circumstances, unless you just love HDR, unless you just love it, you almost never need the 4K.
I mean, they have shot movies in 8K. I'm not sure the human eye can even process that.
The thing is, like, you need screens bigger than what they sell in like the fucking Best Buy for that to be a thing. Like, if you're projecting it onto a fucking building, yeah, sure. The more you need more resolution for it to be clear for everybody who's watching it. Yes, of course. If you're in a fucking living room, you're good.
You're probably good to go. But like that, like the logical endpoint is just like, I turn on the TV and it magically just imports everything, and it's there because I have the internet, and that's it. A logical endpoint to that is, well, why give money to anybody if I can just pirate it? The only reason I started a physical media collection was because there was a Blockbuster going out of business, and they were selling Blu-rays for like $5 a pop.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, hell yeah. And I've slowly added to it. But games, man, I made the transition to digital so quick, you have no idea.
Well, but here's the problem. Here's why I didn't really go full digital until pretty late in the PS4 era, because Best Buy had that fucking sweet deal where it's like you signed up to be a Best Buy whatever premium member for like $20, and you could basically buy brand new games, and it ended up being like $46 or something. So like, I'm paying for like $47 for brand new games, and I'm like, that's too good of a deal. I will deal with the minor inconvenience of putting a disc in my PS4 if I can buy this game that just came out today for $47. Like, fucking yes, please.
I also was a big proponent of literally needing to sell my games to GameStop or EB Games to afford the next one.
Yeah.
But then as I got a job out of school and like had a little bit of disposable income, I started to really wean myself off of discs. I think there was a 360 someone knocked over and it scratched the Mass Effect 2 disc. That was a whole day. It just got to the point where it was like, you know what? Like, I don't need to go out to the midnight release of whatever. Like, I can just download it, because it's not like I don't know if this is still the case, but like paying for internet caps or whatever, it's like, I'll just download all these gigabytes and there it is. It's there forever. Haha. Only to find out there are licenses now. You don't own anything. I
mean, that's always kind of been the whole fucking, that's the game, right? Is like, you've always been just buying licenses.
Yeah. There's like, what is on a disc anymore? Like, well, literally what is on there?
I mean, it really depends. Sometimes they put the whole damn game on the disc. A lot of the time, they put very little on the disc.
An illusion.
Yeah, it's basically just a physical key. But yeah, no, so here's the thing. I recently wanted to start watching The Sopranos, which I'm now like 6-7 episodes in. And
you saw the college one though, right?
Yeah, we went through that. It was good.
It's so good.
When I think about The Sopranos, I have like I don't know, I have a bunch of memories of it, and I'm like, oh right, Tony gets horny for Dr. Melfi, but I'm like, surely that's like season 2, season 3. He gets horny for Dr. Melfi. No, it's like right away. It's the first half of the first season. Anyway, I wanted to watch. My wife had not seen it. I wanted to do a full rewatch of The Sopranos. And I'm like, okay, well, like, what does it cost if I wanted to buy it on iTunes? $99.99. And I'm like, okay, what does it cost on Blu-ray? And I think it was around $70, and I had like $20 credit. So it was like, I ended up being like somewhere $50, $55. I ended up paying out of pocket because of various things. And I'm like, listen, man, that's the thing. They need to get these out of their fucking warehouse. So it's cheaper. Like there's always like very minimal reason for them to put too much on sale digitally, because they're like, what, these bits are going to be on a server, what do we care, make them these people want to watch it so bad, make them pay full price. When it's sitting in a warehouse taking up space, they price it to move.
Yeah. I mean, you wouldn't have paid HBO Max, $15 a month to just get them all.
Fuck no, because then you have to manage another fucking subscription, and HBO Max sucks ass.
I mean, usually what I do is I have my planner. I just write down like, a month after I buy something. It's like, cancel sub on this day.
I end up doing that with Apple TV sometimes. Like when I wanted to watch Severance, I popped like a free trial or whatever.
Pluribus.
Yeah, exactly. Which is fine. It's not like I've never done it, but I also think HBO's app is just such a fucking nightmare.
You theoretically could just connect a laptop with an HDMI cable to your TV and just like, but that's also stupid. I mean, other than like Blu-rays, because I know there are movies that are not on streaming services, it just seems like with games specifically, it's like Nintendo's pricing their digital stuff cheaper than physical.
It's true.
I mean, I also know that companies have sold fucking boxes in stores with like a digital code inside,
Well, I think the reason why we're seeing it with the Switch is because the cost of those fucking cards is so much more than the cost of pressing a disc. Like they literally
reminds me of N64 versus PlayStation.
It's quite literally that playing out over again, because it's like we can't. The cost you would swallow all of your profit if you were like, okay, we're gonna ship this game, we're gonna ship it on with the full AAA experience with enough storage that the whole game ships on a physical card. It'd be like, okay, well now you have to price your game at $100 to make profit. Whereas a disc is like a nickel. Like you're paying nothing for the disc.
Yeah. There is a lot of online warriors who are fighting the good fight of fuck these companies forever, physical media forever, even though it's a losing battle. Everything's going digital, and we're going to have to basically wait for not America, but the EU governments to like put more rules in place of like, you can't just like pull down a game, and like goes away forever, or
it really sucks. Like it's really insane. Sucks. Like the fact that you cannot get 3DS games anymore, like it blows. I hate it.
This is why we need a French Revolution.
I don't think it goes step 1 you chop off their head, step 2 you get your 3DS games back. I think that there's some more stuff going on.
I don't know.
The servers are stored in the head.
It's just like, at what point, like, it's just, it's just like, what are you going to do? Like, downloading things it's more convenient. And as far as I'm aware, other than some old Forza games or Forza Horizon games because of car licenses or music licenses, like, I guess I'll own everything. I have access to everything. It would have been great if I could have fucking purchased Marvel Ultimate Alliance or the Simpsons game or King Kong, things that are like just not available anymore. And if you're going to try to get them on the secondhand market, they're expensive. The discs are scratched. Like, like I like the modern era of backwards compatibility, but it has not gone far enough where it's like there's so many PS1 and 2 and 3 games that are not available. DS and 3DS is like a whole other nightmare. Nintendo refuses to put on their NSO things I would love to fucking play.
Yeah. And like you could make a lot of arguments about like, oh, well, licensing this third party thing. But for the games that they own outright, like, fuck off, dude. Put it on the goddamn store.
I mean, they want people to buy a new Star Fox. They will not put on old Star Fox, even though they put out a new Pokemon and then put on Gale of Darkness, which is old Pokemon. So it's like, who's making the rules around here? Obviously, the Pokemon company is making the rules around here, but you know.
Yeah, they're walking over here through the tall grass.
I am fascinated to see the next 6 months of what happens when, or if GTA 6 does come out. What the fuck happens to most normies, like the millions of people who like don't have a modern console, so they can't play the game on PS4?
Yeah.
What happens to the physical versus digital? What's the price? Where are those sales going to go? Does the industry immediately collapse if it doesn't sell 20 million copies in a day? Like, it seems like an apocalyptic event. Like everything is like completely dependent on this like one thing happening, and we know little to nothing about like what will happen and why like everything hinges on like one game. Like it is so insane to me.
Yeah, and it's especially rough because we're in this like as the war in Iran draws on, and like the gas situation, like the energy situation gets worse, and the AI situation is causing massive amounts of like Valve just is like sitting on hardware that are like we can't get enough of the RAM, and like and you can see it. Like if you're paying attention on like the hardware side, it like started with RAM. Actually, if you move back further, it started with video cards getting fucked up. Then it moved to RAM, and then now it's moving to hard drives. Like not like SSDs, obviously, like the very fast ones, obviously that's hit very hard. But now even like spinning discs, ye olde spinning discs are now pretty expensive. Here's the most annoying thing: AI people, they figured out you could run a bunch of stuff on Mac Minis. There's like a run on Mac Minis. I was like, I don't know, maybe it's time for me to upgrade my Mac Mini. And then I looked at like, what's my local Best Buy have? And they're like, no Mac Minis because all the AI people are buying them. And I'm like, great, awesome. What a great time. I'm having such a great time. But so like there's a bunch of stuff like what you keep blaming corporate greed, which is fair. Like they're greedy. Like don't get me wrong. Obviously the corporations are greedy. Duh. I agree. But we're also dealing with a bunch of like societal bullshit that is not in anyone's control. Like the AI, I mean, like it's in other people's control, but it's not like in Sony, Microsoft, et cetera's control. Like the AI bubble is sucking up all of this hardware. Like we literally cannot, like the cost of the consoles of like from Xbox to PlayStation to Nintendo, and like now question mark Valve, and people are seeing it in their PCs. It's like the parts literally are harder to get. We only have so much capacity to make this shit, and that's being sucked up by because it's like they're just bought out by AI people. There's nothing
which stems from greed.
For sure. But it's
capitalism ruins all.
But like, I don't think that Sony is like sitting there being like, I can't wait to up the price of the PlayStation in year 6 or whatever. I don't think that they're like, we're so happy to be making the PlayStation 5 cost more. I don't think that that's the case. I think it's like, we have looked at this spreadsheet and we have gone, if we do not do this, this is going to be a problem.
Listen, all I'm saying is the first move in a sensible society is you get rid of all your suicide executives, you burn down the stock market, you pay all of your top bigwigs way less.
Oh, for sure. Pay them less.
That should be the first move in the same way that, like,
for sure.
In the same way that like Iwata like took a huge pay cut to like help out with like when Nintendo was, it was like
asterisk. There's
how
like
things should be.
Japanese laws requiring this to happen before like Nintendo gets a lot of really good press for them just following the law in Japan, where it's like because
the law should be everywhere.
So yeah, I just think that like we're in a really shitty situation, and I think you can make a good guess that it's going to get worse by the time GTA 6 rolls around. And if you have a job and you're not fired, and you already have a PlayStation 5 or whatever, yeah, you'll probably buy GTA 6. Like, if you're just a person who's been waiting for that, you're going to buy it. But if you don't have a PS5 already, and it's November of 2026, when everything's even worse than it is now, are you going to be like, yes, I should spend $600 plus whatever it costs to buy a GTA, $120 to buy GTA 6?
I will give Microsoft a little bit of advice. Microsoft, if you're listening,
Throw Copilot in the river.
well, they're already kind of doing that. Here's what you do. You intentionally take all of the Xboxes that are not selling. You get to November, you cut the price in half and bundle it with GTA 6 intentionally to undercut Sony, just so you get a bunch of people paying the microtransactions for GTA 6 online for the next 10 years. And you're back in business, baby. Woo! I solved it. I solved their problems.
you solve capitalism. But yeah, no, I am very curious. And listen, I like the PS5 has a we're nearing 100 million units sold. So like it has a sizable foothold already. So it's not like, oh man, the PS5 is fucked until the GTA 6 comes around. It's like no, they have a user base. We're fucking almost 6 years in. It'd be
cool if we got some games though. I mean, from them, not like third party.
Infamously, no games. But yeah, I mean, I think I am incredibly fascinated about where GTA 6 goes. I am way more like intellectually interested in GTA 6 on what it means for video games as an industry, what it means creatively. Like we have not seen very much of it. If it does have there's been lots of reporting about like how much money they spent on it. If it has the kind of fidelity, if it has the production values, like you see that on screen, does that fuck people up further being like, no, throw it all out, we have to redo it because we have to compete against GTA? Like, does that happen? Which I feel like that happened a little bit in like the 360 generation of people being like, no, throw it away, we have to start over again. And then you got caught in this loop of like, we have to throw away what we're doing, build it with new tech, and then by the time you're ready to ship, it's like, fuck, that's the old tech now.
Yeah, that's what happened to Duke Nukem Forever infamously, was they just like kept looking at other things coming out and they wanted to do that. So it was just feature creep, and they just like kept missing deadlines and hardware, and they just wanted to keep sort of upping the ante, which I guess like very bad management.
Yeah, it's run by people who are bad at shipping a product.
Or you have the Ken Levine problem of being a perfectionist or whatever, which is like that's why you bring in Rod Ferguson to be like, shut up, Ken, we're shipping. Like make a decision, stick with it, move on. Essentially, how you figure out how much a game costs to make is you take the number of employees, you average $100,000 a year per employee, and then you just how many years was that game in development? Boom, that's how much money it takes to make the game. So if you have a game that takes fucking 10, 15 years to make, it's going to cost you a gazillion dollars because you've been making it and not shipping it for 10 to 15 years. And you have a ton of employees and you're just paying them every year to not ship this game. So that's on Rockstar, honestly, for like
I kind of understand because it's like you have this golden goose, which is GTA 5 of like, I think everybody expected it to do well. And I think people expected the online to do well. I don't think anybody expected it to do as well as it ended up doing, where it was just like, oh my god, this dwarfs like every fucking thing else.
Like, you would imagine that if Activision can make multiple expansions for World of Warcraft for a very long time, but like I guess they just don't have to because they're just like microtransactions make more than $1 million a month every month, baby. Like clockwork. Yeah. So like, but like at no point where they're like, let's do like a mini GTA, just do a few smaller GTA. No,
that's largely it's been talked about, and who knows? You never know exactly how true things are, but it's definitely been talked about that they were initially planned on doing an expansion for GTA 5, and they were like, oh well, no, like a story expansion. Like we're not going to do that. We're just going to invest more in the thing that makes us $1 billion.
And that's why the Hausers left, or maybe one of them left. Yeah, and Leslie Bensie's left. So I don't know.
Well, he left to give us Mind's Eye, Jared.
Mind's Eye,
everyone's favorite video game that definitely is very normal.
Did you follow Rocket Boy?
Did you follow the DLC for?
Oh yeah, because Giant Bomb kept making fun of it because it's like
it's so Jared. It's so nuts. It's insane. Like, what are we doing?
Grant, speaking of games, there's a list of games that you've been playing recently, and the words Life is Strange is on here. It seems like you've been playing a Life is Strange game every month.
So here's the thing. So I guess I can start with Life is Strange. A thing I have been flirting with for literally years is doing an episode by episode breakdown of the original Life is Strange. And because I was playing Reunion and because I was playing Mixtape, which I compared very much to Life is Strange, and the fact that I have on the PS4, they remastered them. They took the assets and rejiggered them and put them into Unreal Engine. I've never played the remastered versions. I figured now is like kind of a good time to revisit the first game and do an episode by episode. What do I think about this original game?
Is it still good?
Yeah, I think it's I have extremely mixed feelings about that first game, in that I think it's so compelling in so many ways, and that I think they really, really fuck it up at the end. They just really fuck it up in that last episode. They fuck it up so bad. And so I've always been more lukewarm on that first game than I feel like everybody's like, well, that's the best one, and all the other ones are not as good. And I have largely been like, that first one has so much potential and has so many cool moments. And then, no, let me put it this way. I don't think I'm going to change on the story beats, but maybe I will soften on how they're delivered. Who knows? It's been like 10 years since I played that first game.
It is crazy to me that the amount of time spent talking about the Life is Strange franchise from you on this podcast has never devolved into, this is my favorite thing ever, or it's a masterpiece. It's always like, I gotta talk about this fucking thing. And I'm always like, wow, you keep talking about this fucking thing. Like,
well, Jared, had praise for something that did not have, well, here's this stuff. Here's this bullshit.
Disco Elysium?
I think that there are problems with Disco Elysium, even though I really like it. I think it's probably my favorite game of like that 10-year period.
Not Luminous Arise? Wow.
No, well, that's later. I would put that because it came out. Disco Elysium.
Oh yeah, that was recent.
In 2018, 2019, something like that.
What about the indie about the sad robots? The
You gotta be more specific, man.
I know there's like one specifically you like gave Game of the Year. What the fuck?
Nier Automata?
No, it was more recent. That was like not a point and click.
Sad robot. I play too many sad robot games. I'm gonna need more context. But anyway,
just rattle through your Game of the Years, and then my brain.
Oh, Norco?
Yeah, it was Norco. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, listen, I don't think it's a perfect game. I think it's a really good game.
Oh my god,
it's great, and it is a sad robot game. It is a great game. Not to blow anyone's mind, but the sad robot melancholy of techno dystopia Louisiana is a great game. But yeah, no, I want to basically do a kind of a not retrospective. I feel is giving it too much weight. I want to do some reflection on that first Life is Strange game because I've been thinking about it so much because Reunion came out and then Mixtape. How are you feeling on Mixtape? Are you still real high on it? Because you were like last week. You were like Game of the Year. Are you still in Mixtape as Game of the Year, or have you come down from that?
I've listened to a lot of people discuss a lot of things that I do agree with about that game. I still think it was the most fun I've had playing a game all year. I would probably like right now like put it 1. I'd probably put RE Requiem 2, Eugenics or Slay the Spire like 3, 4. But I would not be shocked if all those games move back on the top 10 list by the end of the year.
Because of 007 First Light.
Dude, there's a Batman game coming out. By the time you're listening to this, there's a 007 game. There's a fucking FromSoft game that looks like Bloodborne. But that's on a Switch too. A Control Resident and Wolverine and GTA. Like who knows? Who knows?
I'm very curious because we haven't seen a ton about that Wolverine game, but
there were the leaks.
What I've kind of sussed out is that it seems to be a much more a more linear game than what Insomniac has been doing recently.
It's cool. I saw him like crawling on walls and like sniffing in like a detective mode kind of thing.
I do like when Wolverine is depicted more animalistic because I feel like a lot of the time feral. He's just a tough guy. Like he's like hey bub snicked. But I like it when they're like no Wolverine like like an animal. He has like animalistic tendencies. I like that.
You will be very happy to learn that from the leaks, that is how they're kind of leaning with the character.
Yeah, it's cool. That's like,
yeah.
Listen, I was an X-Men kid. I fucking loved Wolverine. Obviously, you can't be an X-Men kid in the 90s and not be like, Wolverine fucking whips ass.
I definitely think our marketing strategy should be two kids who grew up with the X-Men in the 90s. Like, that's everything we're doing is through that lens.
It's just us poorly doing the X-Men the animated series theme song. God,
I fucking remember the first 2 episodes coming out on VHS at Pizza Hut locations.
Yeah, 100%, for sure.
With the Stanley interviews at the... oh, my God.
Yeah, dog, I had those VHS tapes.
I love those. All right, anyways. You also played some other stuff.
Yeah, I finished Tides of Tomorrow. And I think that game gets better the more you play. Because the more you play, the less it does that the like you go to an island, here's the world state, you're in world state A, and then you go through it, and then you switch it to world state B, and the person who, if they play your seed of the game, is going to be in world state B, they play through it, they switch it to world state A, over and over and over and over and over again, and does that a fair bit. But I think the more you play, the less, not to blow anyone's mind, but the less they do that. They do more like, okay, now we're actually doing the storytelling that isn't that part of the game. And I have enjoyed that. They do a lot of and you're going to like this part. So it has a little bit of the immersive sim stuff. It's not heavy. It's not heavy. It's a little bit. It's like a little seasoning of an immersive sim. So you know how like BioShock is kind of like an immersive sim light? This is like a BioShock light. Like light. There's no shooting. But you're walking around, you're digging through trash to get a thing. You're talking to people, you're making decisions. Then you're also like trying to get factions to align with you through doing activities, like by making decisions, but also doing things in the world. Listen, I don't think it's that difficult to get all of the factions to align, and you have like the good ending or whatever. But there's lots of opportunities to do kind of like, a Mass Effect 3 type thing, a Fallout type thing where there are factions that are against each other. Can you get them to work with you to accomplish the task so that you don't die? There's also the constant pressure of, if you're not getting Ozin, which is kind of like the medicine because plastemia is the sickness that basically the vast majority of people of the remnant population of humanity has. So everybody's sick and they're slowly dying. And Ozin is this medicine that if you take it, it basically delays your illness. Like, you're still sick, but you can continue on. And you have a little meter of like your health meter. And every time you go to an island, you're burning that meter to go there. So it's like, this is going to burn 3 ticks on my meter. I better be able to find at least 3 fucking ticks of Ozin. If I don't, I'm going to be in real fucking trouble. And so like, you can die. You can just fucking die. And then if you die enough, you're locked out of stuff. So it's cool. It's a neat game. I liked it more. It's one of those rare experiences where I was kind of hesitant on it in the first couple of hours. I would say it's probably about 12 to 15 hours, kind of depending on how fast you play. I think I finished it in about 13 hours. And I think the more I played, the more I liked it, the more invested I was in the world and the characters. And which is good, because often I feel like people front load all the good stuff. And so if you've played 3 hours, you're like, man, this is cool. And then you play more, you're like, all right, I'm bored of this.
And can you briefly tell us about Aphelion?
I think I'm all the way out on Aphelion.
Well,
I got to chapter 4. It's a 10-chapter game. I'm pretty sure. You do so much of like it, so I've gotten to the part where there's like a stealth area. I fucking do not like it, because it's not the cool stealth of like a Metal Gear Solid. It's if you get noticed, it's a fail state. You have to start over from the last checkpoint. There's a lot of restarting from checkpoints in this fucking game. There's also a lot of climbing, and if you don't catch, you fall, you die, and you go back to the checkpoint, and it's like I spent a lot of my time. I've probably put about, like, I don't know, 4 hours in that game, 3-4 hours in that game, and I'm like, how much time did I spend redoing the same area where getting a grip on this one place is difficult, and I just like die 3 times on this fucking one jump. Then I'm like, maybe I'm done. Maybe I'm done with Aphelion.
Good for you. Good on people stopping a thing that they're like, do I enjoy this? No, stop reading the book. Stop watching the TV series. Move on.
Yeah, it's a balance of like, I enjoy, like, I would like to see where the story's going, but the moment to moment, I'm not having a great time with. Maybe I'll watch some YouTube videos. What have you been playing?
Not a whole lot. I kind of finished all of the games that I had written about on the website. The only thing that I had left was there was a sale on Resident Evil Revelations 1 and 2. Like, they were like $7 each, and I was like, all right. I mean, that's like a crazy discount. And I'm playing through the first game, and it's clearly a port of a 3DS game, but it's cool. It's good. It's got the Resident Evil run around an area, opening doors with blocks, and sometimes a monster pops out.
Jared, hear me out. You and I have to get into Retro Rewind. Are you aware of Retro Rewind? It's a video store simulator. You're running a blockbuster.
Yes, I've heard of this. Yes.
So it's on PC only. You can play it on a Steam Deck, but obviously you have a PC. You have a gaming PC now, or a gaming-ish laptop now.
Yep.
And it's $20. It's $19.90 on Steam.
Retro Rewind.
Yeah.
I have heard of this. Yeah.
I have my finger has been hovering over the button for a while of download. The thing is, you really want to play with like a mouse and keyboard, which is I think why it's not on like consoles. But yeah, no, Retro Rewind looks cool. I've not played it yet, but it is one of those games where it's like I need to get. I also want to play Esoteric Ebb. I've not found time to do it, but it's a game that I've already purchased and I want to play. But one of these days,
I've mostly been writing on stuff for the future and also some deals, and then TV. Like I finished the Daredevil Born Again season 2. I caught up with The Boys, which the finale is tomorrow.
I've heard people talking about The Boys. What the fuck is The Boys? What is the like 3-sentence pitch of The Boys?
A show satirizing superheroes, and it is probably the best satire about the Trump presidency I've ever seen. And it's really fun and funny and gory, and it is a TV-ass TV show.
It's okay. So it gives you that like when TV was actually TV and not Netflix.
Yes. It is based on a very bad comic book series that had bad art and a bad story, but it took the parts that worked and actually made it into a show that is very respectable and very watchable. It is about a group of people called The Boys, even though some of them are women, and their intent is to kill the evil Superman of their universe, who basically becomes Donald Trump, and that he takes over the media, he takes over the government, and now he thinks he is literally God, and he is sort of just like taking all these people who suck up to him and sell their souls to get to be next to him, and then he finds them all weak and pathetic. But in this version, he just laser beams their fucking heads and they explode.
Okay, so it's like a more slapsticky Watchmen.
Yeah, it definitely skewers. It's on Amazon Prime, but it skewers Amazon. It skewers the MCU. It skewers modern politics. It's it is just pointing a loaded gun at every stupid, shitty thing that has happened in the last.
Please, Jared, a loaded laser.
And there's always a sort of facsimile of a Batman or a Spider-Man or an Iron Man or a Superman, but like incredibly twisted. Like they. And it's real good. So, and there was also a The Punisher special related to the Daredevil season that just ended, so I watched that. So there's a lot of good TV going on right now.
The Calvin peeing-ification of The Punisher is a real bummer.
Well, here's what I'll say is that because John Barenthal is one of my favorite actors, is The Punisher, the modern seasons of Daredevil have basically been about really awful police co-opting the Punisher logo and doing all the things that he would normally do, and him going, wait a second, that fucking sucks. So it's basically about how like people are sort of misinterpreting and co-opting his like violence or whatever, and his outfit and his like the body armor and the skull, and him going like, oh no, you're twisting everything. Oh well, then fuck that. Like, I'm not interested in doing that anymore because these evil cops are doing it.
So it's like Bill Watterson being like, wait a second, Calvin would never pee on the Chevy logo.
So like they've definitely taken that character and they're not doing what the like Tom Jane movie did, which was just like, he's cool. And this is like, no, he came back from Iraq and he has like PTSD, and like whatever people thought he was is like, nah, man. Like they're doing like super cop bullshit, and like he's not about that life.
Well, that's also my understanding of the comics is the Punisher is not a fan of the police. Do you have some sort of quiz for me?
Yeah, I have 20 questions for you. I put it in our doc as spicy edition. I don't think it's necessarily that spicy. But let the questioning begin.
Okay, I'm gonna do a joke guess that I don't want to count because I know it's for sure not this. So do I get my bonus 21 because it's here if I have a joke guess?
You can joke guess. I won't count it.
Okay. The Guy game.
No.
Okay. Did it come out before January 1, 2000?
No, it came out after January 1st, 2000.
Okay. Is it a first party game?
It is not first party.
Did it come out after January 1, 2010?
No, it came out before January 1st, 2010.
So we're in the aughts. Did it come out on the Nintendo GameCube?
It did not come out on GameCube.
Did it come out on the personal computer?
It did.
Okay. Did Activision publish it?
Activision did not publish this game.
Did EA publish it?
EA did not publish this game.
Did Ubisoft publish it?
Ubisoft did not publish this game.
Okay, well, fuck. That's the big ones. Oh, you know what was a semi-pick? Is this a THQ game?
It is not THQ.
Fuck, shit. I thought I had you.
You know how many like third party, like it could be like a gazillion other people.
Yeah. Is it a 3D game?
It is in 3 dimensions.
Okay. Is it an action adventure game?
It is an action adventure game.
Does it involve shooting?
It does not involve shooting.
Okay. I'm immediately.
You're about to ask question 13, by the way.
Okay. This is not a question. I'm talking my way through this. I immediately am thinking about those Hulk games, but I think it came out on the GameCube, so that's not the situation. Because I feel like it came out on the GameCube, so that's not that. But I feel like that like early 2000s Hulk game by Radical is a real Jared pick.
If you think so.
Is it a Grant game?
I can't answer that question, so I'm not going to count it.
Okay.
Because I don't know if it is.
Okay. Did you both play and enjoy this game?
I did, yes.
Okay. So
if you want me to go over the facts again, I can.
Okay. How many questions do I have left?
This is question 14 that you're on.
Okay. Has it been remade or remastered since that initial game came out?
I would say it has been remastered and sort of lightly touched up graphics wise. Maybe it was included in some sort of a collection of some sort, but no big remake, no big reimagining. But I think it has been technically remastered at some point. Yes.
Okay, but like a clarification, it's like it was put out on like GOG or something. Like it's slightly better, but not properly remastered.
Oh, more than just GOG, but like
okay.
Because even games that are in HD can like run better or like
sure.
Yeah. But I would say that figuring out what this game is does not hinge on like that question. Mm-hmm. Like, yeah, it was remastered, but like that, I mean, it's 1,000 games have been.
Is it science fiction?
It's not science fiction, but there are definitely some sci-fi things.
Okay. So it's sci-fi adjacent, even if it's not, hey, here's Star Trek. But there's some sci-fi bullshit. Somebody has power. Somebody has something.
Yeah. I wouldn't even say it's sci-fi adjacent necessarily, but
very lightly sci-fi.
I mean, like, so fucking lightly.
Okay.
Again, you figuring it out is not it's not dependent on that question as well.
It's action adventure, and it came to the PC. But presumably, because you played it, it was on console. So probably on like a PS2, I imagine. Is it multiplayer?
There is no multiplayer in this whatsoever,
Okay.
and no co-op either.
Okay.
Now, I don't want to lead you astray. You're doing a lot of assuming,
Yeah.
by the way.
Sure. But also, I don't have that many questions to burn, so I got to make some assumptions.
Okay. I thought I was giving you a softball, but you burned 3 on what publisher it was.
I really thought it would be one of them. Did it come out on PS2?
No, this game did not come out on PS2.
Okay, but it did come out.
You understand that more consoles came out in the 2000s than just PS2 and GameCube, right?
Yeah, because it's like a 360 game.
Okay. Yes, this did come out on the Xbox 360.
Okay, what's that fucking... I'm Googling, but I'm specifically trying to Google for the name of the thing. I'm just going to talk this out. It's like...
Oh, well, if you have to do that, then it's not whatever the fuck.
Okay.
Like, you don't need to Google this.
Okay. Because it's like... It was an early 360 game, and it was like Project Horizon, some fucking generic bullshit name that was like the Tundra, and the people really loved that.
Lost Planet?
Maybe that's what it was.
Well, it's not Lost Planet, because that's a shooter.
And it's not a first-party game, because my brain is then like, Cameo. But like, obviously it's not, because you said not a first-party game.
Nope.
360 game, action-adventure, not first-party, not Activision, not EA, not Ubisoft. How many questions do I have? 2?
You're on question 19.
Oh, fuck. Okay. Do you play... No. Do you use vehicles substantially in the gameplay?
No, there are no vehicles in this game.
Fuck.
There's so many questions that you could have asked.
Well, I could have, but I wasn't thinking that way.
Like, I know you're on question 20, but like, was it a part of a series? Like, is this based on a license? Is this game rated M? Is it critically acclaimed?
Yeah. But I'm just trying to. I'm trying to get things that are going to like really give me an air. Like trying to like cut down the things, because like action adventure is so generic. There's just so many of them. Fuck it. Is it a sequel?
No, this is the first in its series.
Okay. It's not.
So now you have to basically guess the game.
Yeah.
But you're not going to be able to do. Even though this is relatively easy.
Well, you said spicy.
Nah, this is not spicy. This is...
It's not THQ.
While you think about it, I will reiterate all the facts for the audience who are probably yelling at their screen. This came out between 2000 and 2010. Mm-hmm. It is not a first-party game. Did not come to GameCube or PS2. It did technically come to PC. I mean, technically, it did come to PC. Not Activision, EA, Ubisoft, or THQ. It's a 3D action-adventure. There's no shooting. I played it and really enjoyed it. It did get remastered at some point. There are like the lightest hints of sci-fi. There's no multiplayer co-op. It's a single-player game. There are no vehicles in this game. And this is the first in its series.
I feel like I am completely lost.
I can't believe I'm going to stump you with this. This is so ridiculous.
I'm fully stumped. So I will make... Is it Peter Jackson's King Kong?
Well, no, because that was first person and a shooter. So I'll give you another guess.
Is it a shooter? You're shooting King Kong?
You already... Yeah. Oh, yeah. You're like shooting the dinosaurs. And
I've never played it. I expected... I thought you were like adventuring, and then you had a segment where you played as King Kong. It's
a first person shooter, my dude.
No. Okay.
I'll give you another guess.
I'm trying to think of like other relative... Not like, obviously you get a good bit of the 360 in there, but I'm trying to think of like games.
This was a big game, and considering it's third person and there's no shooting, that must mean you're a guy running around beating people up.
I mean, or you have a sword, so it's like a stabby game.
I think you might technically use a sword in the second one, but like I'm not gonna get into it right this second.
Oh man,
there's like one boss fight where like you like grab the guy's sword or whatever.
Dude, I don't know. Blue Dragon.
So you were eerily close when you mentioned the Hulk.
Okay.
Because I figured you would have went the comic book route. And considering that tomorrow or the next day, this will go up. The game's already out. There's a Lego Batman game coming out. This was one of the biggest games of 2009. It's Batman Arkham Asylum, which was developed by Rocksteady and published by Eidos and Warner Brothers.
It was published by Eidos?
And Warner Brothers, yeah.
I knew, like, what Warner Brothers. What the fuck? No, I was all the way off Batman. I did not.
It was published by Eidos in conjunction with Warner Brothers Interactive Entertainment. It came out for PS3, 360, Windows, Mac, PS4, Xbox One, and Switch in a remastered edition. It is the first in its Arkham series.
Yeah, yep. It came out on like PS4 in like a slightly retouched form.
Yep.
No, so I don't feel that bad because like, and obviously like that's a game that I could have guessed because that's a game that I'm aware of and have played. And I wouldn't call it a great game, but I did like it. I did like Arkham Asylum, Arkham Asylum. It was good.
Arkham Asylum. I think Arkham Asylum is the best.
Yeah, for sure.
Hot take. I think Origins is the second best.
I feel like that has become a more common take. I feel like people hated it at the time, and then people have warmed to it over time.
I was blown away by Origins,
but you agree that people were like, what is this bullshit?
On release, yeah,
that's what I'm saying. It's like initially people were like fucking fart noise, and then people have over time been like, actually they were making a bunch of really cool decisions.
No, but like I think it's controversial for me to say it's better than City. I don't know what they were doing with Night. I really don't.
Night looks great. It
looks incredible.
That game, if you boot that up on a console, not the PC version, because the PC version was a nightmare. But you look at that, you go, that's a pretty good looking video game. But yeah, no, they lost what they were doing. Like they didn't.
And so I kept saying that there were no vehicles in this game because there would be in the third.
Yeah, I understand what you're going, but I was so far off the Batman path that I couldn't.
I was also expecting like an open world question or.
I was also on like the GameCube generation for so long.
Dude, the 360 came out in 2005. Like most of that decade was HD games.
Yeah. Like
PS2 was only from 2000 to 2006.
I feel like I was just so much more on the 360 Xbox, the 360 PlayStation 3 stuff later in that, like probably didn't really start playing this until like 2009-ish, probably something like that.
That's when Arkham Asylum came out.
But yeah, no, Arkham Asylum, good game.
That's it for the show, everyone. Thank you for listening. You can follow us on Blue Sky, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Twitch,
Patreon,
and tell your friends.
Videogame.town/donate,
Spread the word,
please.
All right, we'll see you all next week.
Bye-bye.